Okay, Gary, we're back in FA Cup action on Saturday. Team in great form at the moment. We all know how difficult cup ties can be sometimes. What are your messages to the team ahead of Saturday's game?
Well, it'll probably be like any other game when we go away from home. Yes, it's got that significance of being the FA Cup. So what you know is we're probably the bookies' favourites, but that makes them the underdogs. And in the cup, we all know that underdogs, can raise their game if you like. But there's not a lot between us, the two teams. Like we've sort of come up from the level that they're at, and they've just gone down. They're expecting to have a good season and one that gets them back up into the conference. And for them to have brought in John Still and Hakan Hayratin, who I know them both very well, and both experienced gentlemen, that they'll definitely be up for the cup, as they say, that's for sure. And we're going to have to be very prepared and very ready to, it's a decent club, Maidstone, and they'll get good support, there'll be a good atmosphere. It will be a cup atmosphere with our supporters going down there as well. And there's always a chance of an upset, and we've got to make sure that it doesn't happen to us if we can. And that's the message that goes out to the lads. Nobody wants to be sitting at home on a Sunday having been knocked out of the cup by a team in a lower league.
The game will be played on 3G. We've been training on 3G. How quickly do you think it takes the players, or how long does it take the players to get their eye in on that kind of surface?
I think all 3G, 4G pitches are slightly different, so we're going to have to, look at when we warm up on it. They've got to take note of how the ball bounces and whether it skips through, whether it's wet, whether they water it. We've got to know exactly how the pitch plays pretty quickly. But again, because of South Devon College and training here, the boys are pretty comfortable with 3G pitches. You do get a lot of older players around the country that don't like playing on 3G, but we haven't got any of those. We've just got a young or young at heart group that enjoy playing on AstroTurf, if you like to call it, pitches. So we're looking forward to it, and the boys will be used to it, and we definitely won't be coming out with any sort of excuses that we didn't play well because we were playing on 3G. Nobody will have that in their repertoire.
We've got a young team. Do your more experienced players take on a little bit more extra responsibility in cup games, in cup atmospheres?
I think they'll probably talk to the younger ones about their experiences, maybe. But I think when we have our team meeting, I'll be bringing out most of the pros and cons of the FA Cup for them. And then I'm sure the older lads, in their sort of downtime in the hotel on the Friday and today in training, I'm sure they'll be mentioning a bit of their experience to the younger players, because our group is a very close group at the moment, which is great, and that's what's helping us play the game we want, because everybody's happy with the game they're playing and the players that are around them. So they're all comfortable with each other, and I think that's very important.
There's been a bit of talk recently about teams playing at home, teams playing away. How much can you tell us about how your game plan changes possibly when you're playing at home, when you're playing away, and the differences between those?
I'll be honest with you, my game doesn't really change that much from home and away. What we do is Downsy puts a great piece of information, or lots of information together about the opposition, about the pros and cons. We talk about it. We decide how we're going to need to play against a particular team, whether it's home or away, and where their strengths and weaknesses are, and then we work on it, the pair of us, and every training session after the last game, in the build up to the next game, is all about our tactics for that particular game. We've got to know which players are available to us through injury or whatever. But tactically we've been doing all right recently, and Downsy's always spot on with his assessment. Pete went to watch him as well. I have a look at him. So there's three of us where we can sort of match it all up and and decide how we're going to play. And so that's really what we do. I say decide how we're going to play our game regardless, whether we're playing, I don't want to disrespect anyone, but I was going to say whether we're playing Truro or Man United, but maybe there's somebody to get me up with that. But I want to make sure that our game can affect both Truro and Man United. So that we don't go into Man United thinking, they're going to have more of the ball. Well, why? Let's try and play our game and see if we can affect them at their level at our game. And that's really, because you're always thinking about the next games as well. It's not just a one-off, okay, let's just defend for our lives, or let's just do this. We've got to get a pattern that gets through 50-odd games in a season.
In terms of Maidstone, in terms of the way they play or the players they have, what kind of game are you expecting on Saturday?
They're, from what we've seen, they're definitely dangerous. I won't give you any of their tactics because they'll be trying to get all information as to what information we've got on them. I'm sure they'll be trying hard to get information on us. It's pretty easy nowadays with all the scouting networks, by Scout and Scout 7 and people's Twitters and all that sort of thing, clubs' Twitters. But if we don't turn up, then they're going to be very dangerous. If we do turn up, then we're going to be dangerous. Now, it's a human being game, so human beings, you can never quite tell whether everybody's going to be on song at the same time. But Maidstone are a decent little setup down there, and a couple of coaches that are looking after them will have a few tactics up their sleeve, and we've just got to be ready for that. But at the same time, try and show why we're doing so well at the moment. Of course, we're in it to nearly win it. Yeah, that's probably better. We're in it to progress, and the more you progress, the better chance you've got of picking up one of the big boys. And it'd be lovely to, get a big scout down at Plainmoor and have it on the TV, and things can happen. What happened to Lincoln? When they had their good cup run. Do you know what I mean? It sort of brings in the finances, brings in the publicity, brings in everything. So it's you've always got that opportunity waiting for you.
You're not in a camp that says that if you're going to try and win promotion, the cup gets in the way. You don't.
Well, it might do if you get to the semi-final or something. But
Cross
then
that
you won't
bridge
worry
when you
about
get
it.
to it.
Yeah, exactly. No, I think you have to go and try and win every game. How do you go into a game trying not to win it, or not wanting to win it? So, it is what it is, and every game we've got to keep showing, or keep improving enhancing our reputation, and that's very important because these boys are only young lads, and they're all still out to impress, and we want Torquay United Football Club being talked about in a good light.
And on the injury front, the latest situation on Amani Little, who I think we all know is going to be out for a little while. What's the state of play?
The state of play is, after speaking to top surgeons, consultants, they don't feel that he necessarily needs an operation, which is good news. So if he does the normal rehabilitation, then that's probably going to be around about the 10-week mark. Obviously, if it's an operation, that takes a little bit longer to heal, and that would take around about 15 weeks. So we gave the decision to Amani and Kai, our physio, sports therapist, and me and Downsy, and we spoke, the four of us, and Amani, at this moment in time, if he hasn't changed his mind overnight, he wants to go down the route that gets him back, he thinks, quicker. But he's a good worker, Litz, and he's he'll be back in the shortest time possible.
Yeah. I mean, obviously,
but he's got to be ready.
By the sound of it, the surgeon the surgeon could easily have said that needs an op, full stop, and he didn't say that.
No, that's why you need the top ones, because they don't need the money. It's not about the money anyway, but it's about, you know, the top people that know football injuries and footballers and know the game. They're able to say, give you the exact scenario, and then you have the choice. So we always appreciate that, and that's why they get the big business from the big boys in the Premiership, because they know that, you know, there's no their reasons for giving the information to you is always beneficial to the player, you know. So they understand that side of it. So we appreciate that.
OP has obviously been a bit frustrating just as soon as we're getting back.
He was unlucky, OP. Yeah, it is frustrating, and you know, I spoke to Lee about him yesterday, and unfortunately he's pulled his groin, just tweaked it, let's say. But of course, with groins, you've got to be a bit careful that they don't get any worse. So he's probably going to be out in the next 3 or 4 weeks, which is unfortunate. Asa is another one. He's probably next on your list. Unfortunately, Asa's he did have a toe problem, didn't he? And but now he's just got a slight Achilles problem that we need to clear up. But that's probably 2 or 3 weeks as well. So although we haven't lost anybody, you know, because they haven't been playing regular anyway recently, we haven't gained any either, because we was hoping to gain those 3 pretty quick. But such is the you know, the fixture lists of all the games, and you know, and if you've got small squads early on, you have to play people in a lot of games, you know, and they come thick and fast in the early part of the season when, you know, it wasn't because they wasn't ready. It's just that, you know, you got the hard ground, then you got the soft ground with the rain, and the, you know, when Armani did his hamstring, it was very wet, the ground, and just a little slide and you go too far. So it's good that we're managing to get through it at the minute with enough players to keep our not just keep the continuity, but to keep the what's the word I'm looking for? To keep that momentum and quality. Yeah. You know, we haven't lost the quality at the minute. Although they are, you know, we've lost 3 or 4 quality players, but we haven't gone down in standard. No, that's right. No, exactly. No, but you know, they'll all be coming back just at the right time, I suppose. It'll be like three new signings.
We've got some midweek games potentially coming up before Christmas. And
Christmas is unbelievable. Yeah,
it'll be here before we know it.
Yeah, I know. Had word from Connor, and he feels quite comfortable that he's ahead of schedule. So if we can get Connor any time before Christmas, that'll be a fantastic boost as well.
There's an awful lot of speculation on social media this week about who might or might not be interested in the January transfer window in members of your squad. Without being specific about it, how do you deal with that? How do you deal with that speculation around the players? Is it welcome or is it unwelcome?
Well, sometimes it's unwelcome, just for the fact that sometimes people put it in to disrupt, you know, people's progress, if you like, you know, and trying to put things in players' minds, you know what I mean? But these are the benefit of the chats I have with them sometimes, you know, and I know these things coming up into January, and it's important to say that unless we get something in, it is actually speculation, you know, and while it's that, it's just nice that people are talking about your players, you know. I've had it with me as a manager. I haven't had it recently, but so don't panic. But you know, it's. But when it comes out there, you think, did that need to go in? Because you know, it really is proper speculation. It depends on who's wrote it, what magazine is saying they've heard from a source, Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nobody ever says who their source is, but no, I think our lads are professional enough to know that they sell themselves best when they play.
Yeah.
You know, and if there's people throwing names about out there just to get a bit of newspaper coverage or magazine coverage or something, then that's what it is. You know, don't look for it. You know, wait. If you're good enough, something will come up for you anyway. You know what I mean? And it will come so long as you're keeping up your standards.
And the accolades keep coming, don't they? The team of the week and players in the team of the week. And,
Yeah.
You've got a mention this week as well in Panorama.
Yeah.
National League, so it's
I
good
have to
to
read
get
that.
names out there as well.
Where am I supposed to be going?
No, this was just in
No.
in the manager of the week.
No, listen, it's nice, and
Yeah.
that's what we want. We want our club to show its prowess. You know, we want to show that it's a professional club. It's working well. It's going well. There's a good feeling around the place, and everybody's at this moment in time fighting for the same cause and all going in the same direction. You know, and that's nice. And you don't get 7 wins out of 8 if that's not happening. You know, so hopefully we can prolong the good run, and that will only get us more accolades of manager of the month, player of the month. You know, that's all nice. Club of the year, you know, whatever it is we want, they're all nice. It means people are noticing what we're doing.